Hey there, Pokefans. Happy Friday. It's a little hot today, so I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as possible. Don't worry, it's not triple digits, but it's definitely in the low 90s, so I do have the fan on. So hopefully that doesn't really bother you guys during the whole footage. So, for those who don't know, my name is Matt, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're going to be continuing our rank ladder climb in the Master Ball tier. Now, we're trying to get back below 10,000, but it is what it is. We will be consolidating the team a little bit as we are ending at the end of the week. So, currently, this is what we have. We have Tornadus, Dragonite, Urshifu, Iron Hands, Fluttermane, and Qianpao. Fluttermane and Qianpao are speed-based, and in the next season, they will definitely be changing to something completely different. I'm actually going to continue running with Tailwind. I don't know if I'm going to be running Tornadus or if I'm going to be running Talonflame. In the next season team, I don't really have a fire type, so I'm just kind of like, maybe we can go on with this, but I'm also planning on using Rotom, and I also plan on using Amoonguss again, trying him out another time. I'm terrible with running Amoonguss, but I figured I would give him a shot and see what I can learn to pardon me, to play him differently. I do need to get better at using different type of Pokemon, but I'm also like still experimenting with season 10 before Regulation E comes out, and I don't know what they're going to be adding or subtracting, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Before we get started, please don't forget to do the YouTube thing. So like the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, leave a comment down below because I do reply to any and all comments that you leave behind, and subscribe if you're a new viewer or a returning viewer. We're trying to hit 400 subs by the end of the month, and with your help I believe that we can hit that. Now I'm trying to hit a yearly goal of hitting 1,000, and again, I do believe that we can hit that with your guys' help. So without further ado, let's get into our matches for today. Okay, so in our first match, we've got Armarouge, Indeedee, Sneasler, Torkoal, Therian, Landorus, and Gallade. A lot of Gallades lately. That's dope. Okay, so Sneasler's gonna have Unburden. We clearly know that. I don't know if either Armarouge or Indeedee is gonna have Trick Room. I do not want to put the possibility out there, so we're gonna probably run in with Fluttermane to use and what is it? Not Imposter. I forgot what it's called right now, but we're probably gonna run with Fluttermane first so that they can't activate Trick Room right away. Question is, what else am I gonna run? Everything else is incredibly slow except for Sneasler, so I may not need to use Tornadus, but I'll need to use someone else in his place. It just depends on what it is. I guess we'll walk in with Fluttermane, Qianpao, they're the fastest Pokemon team that I have, Dragonite, and we'll bring in Iron Hands. Actually, we'll swap Qianpao for Iron Hands. Qianpao, Dragonite. There we go. I hate that it automatically sets other Pokemon in second. So it's like, no, I just wanted to switch two Pokemon. You just switched up my entire lineup. What's going on here? That's not cool. Okay, let's see what happens here. I can't read any of that. So Gallade and Armarouge versus Fluttermane and Iron Hands. Now Gallade might have Quick Guard. Say might. Now while Fluttermane is ghost type, not affected by fighting moves. Imprisoned. That's what I'm thinking of, and I'm gonna start off with that so that Armarouge cannot start off the fight with Trick Room. I do not want Trick Room activated, and I'm going to fake out the Gallade. Armarouge will Endure. Good call. Endure is really, really interesting. That is a weak armor build. I can tell you that right now. Just from that move, it's totally that. Now, does it act like if it I want to know if it acts differently. I'm gonna Moonblast the Gallade, and I kind of want to Thunder Punch. So yeah, Thunder Punch. The Shadow Sneak goes up. We'll hit the Fluttermane first. It is super effective, but it does go first because it is priority. Moonblast into that slot. Here comes the Thunder Punch into the Armarouge. Are you weak armor? Expanding Force into the Iron Hands, which brings him down to half. That's a considerable amount. Thunder Punch, Wake Armor. Okay. Speed rose 2 stages. Okay, then I had sent out Entity. Okay. So this is a weird one now. Shadow Ball, the Armourouge, and we're going to swap to Chien Pao to negate the expanding force damage that's possibly going to come out from this Armourouge, because most likely he will have that. Sort of Ruin to drop down the defenses. He will use Endure. So he won't get knocked out, but he'll get pretty close. Shadow Ball will now go into that slot. Brings him down to 1 HP. This is still going to proc Weak Armor. So now he's +4. And he gets a boost from Weakness Policy too? That's dope. That is dope. Oh, Weak Armor didn't proc because it wasn't a physical attack. Okay. So he's still +2, which means I still outspeed him. Does he get another proc if I hit him with that? I mean, I hope not. Follow me. It's totally fine. So Shadow Ball obviously is gonna... I hate that. Heat Wave goes before Chien Pao. Interesting. I mean, he has +2 speed, but I didn't think he would be over 205. So that's interesting. I want to do damage calc. Armourouge. No. Let's say this is +2 to defeat. Okay, so 214 at the minimum amount invested. That's not bad. He does outspeed, unfortunately. So I completely understand that. And why that is the outcome that I got. Okay, Iron Hands. Cannot use Fake Out because of the field. So what am I going to do instead? Well, Dazzling Gleam is going to come out from the Entity. It's going to hurt quite a bit. So I'm going to change to... Actually, I need to get Dragonite off. There we go. We're going to Terra Normal our Dragonite, and we're going to Stomping Tantrum that slot. 214 with +2. That's not bad. That's a full investment of Modest. 196 HP, 4 attack, 196 special attack, 20 defense, and 92 speed on the Armourouge. Expanding Force. Okay. Multi-scale, where were you on that one? You're supposed to lower the damage by half. And you're Terra Normal. So I'm not resisted, but at the same time, I'm not super effective. Was it that strong? All right, our next match is up. Ooh, okay. We got Cresselia, Heatran, Urshifu, Rillaboom, Umbreon, and Ursaluna. Let's see. What should we do here? Cresselia is going to be a problem because I don't really have any dark type moves that really affect her that much. I mean, Chien Pao's Sucker Punch is okay, but it's not going to be really doing anything. So we're going to bring in Tornadus Urshifu, Chien-Pao, and Fluttermane. I want to bring in those Pokemon so that one, I can take care of Heatran, I can take care of Rillaboom. Umbreon is also going to be taken out, and I want to be able to upset the Trick Room variety if they decide to go that route. Cresselia is notorious for doing something like that, but Umbreon is very, very interesting. Umbreon is a Pokemon that I used, and I might use it again in Season 10. Like, I have Chien-Pao set up, but I really want to use someone else because Chien-Pao, while being like a good Pokemon, is such a glass cannon. So frail. All right, they're going to open up with Rillaboom and Cresselia. So Grassy Surge hits first versus my Tornadus and Urshifu. So I'm going to go ahead and taunt the Cresselia, and I'm going to protect the Urshifu so they fake out into that slot. They're going to fake out into Tornadus, possibly, and it's not going to really stop anything, but I think Cresselia is running Rocky Helmet, so we'll see. It's not running the Mental Herb. Woodhammer goes over to the Urshifu. That's interesting. Fake out is totally completely missed. And here comes Trick Room. Cresselia twisted the dimensions. Yay. I'm gonna go ahead and use Rain Dance and swap. I mean, who am I gonna swap to? That's the problem. I mean, I get swapped to Chien-Pao, but it's not like I'm gonna have like a good standing. Oh, this is rough. Well, now I know that Cresselia is not wearing anything, so Aqua Jet's gonna go into that slot. It's the only thing I can do, really. Aqua Jet, boom. Oh, that does nothing. That's like a 10th. Ice Beam goes into Tornadus, brings it down to half. And U-turn will go right into Urshifu, which is interesting. Why didn't you use the Woodhammer? In grassy terrain, that's going to do a lot of damage to Urshifu, but you just decided not to do it for some reason. That's kind of interesting. Then you can bring out Ursaluna. No, you're gonna bring out your own Urshifu. And it's Terra. Not Terra, sorry. Wow. It's Rapid Strike. Okay. So I'm gonna Terra Ghost, Bleak Wind. And I'm gonna go ahead and Surging Strikes into that Urshifu. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping they're gonna Terra. I'm hoping that with my Terra Ghost, I'll be able to live. It's going to be their Urshifu. It's going to be water. Totally fine with this. And here comes mine. Which is really helping for the free switching, but they've been kind of holding me off. Here comes the Ice Beam. Is it enough? It is not enough. So I will stand. But they will get Surging Strikes off. That means they're slower. Three. Not bad. Hits 3 times. They're all crits. Here comes the Surging Strikes. Oh yeah, I'm slower than Tornadus. That makes sense. But I do a little bit more damage. So that's interesting. Here comes the Bleak Wind, which will knock out Urshifu. It won't do anything to the Cresselia. I mean, it will drop its speed, but it won't really do anything else. By this time, it's almost kind of not worth it. And Urshifu will heal up a little bit. Oh, so will Tornadus, because he's no longer just flying. That's dope. Let's go. And Rillaboom will now come back out. How long does Trick Room have? 2 more turns? So we'll do that. I'm going to protect with Urshifu. I'm going to Bleak Wind. They might go double into Urshifu to Tornadus. Ice Beam will go into that slot. Bring it down to 17. Here comes the Wood Hammer. Oh, you went over to Urshifu instead. That's interesting. I would have went to double into that slot, but okay. It's like he watched my videos, guys. You don't double into one slot. I've made that mistake not once, but twice. Urshifu is coming back really, really strong now. Question is this the last turn of Trick Room? So I'm going to taunt the Cresselia so it cannot set up for Trick Room. And then I'm going to Aqua Jet. It's not going to do anything to the Cresselia. Like nothing. And I'm going to lose both Pokemon here. I know that I am. Let's go for it. Double protect. Let's get it. I get the double protect. Let's go. I am so lucky right now. Taunt on the Cresselia. No more Trick Room for you. No Lunar Blessing. None of that. Tornadus goes down. And Rillaboom uses Wood Hammer, which does nothing to the Urshifu that is protected. Thank goodness. And we all heal a little bit of HP due to the Grassy Surge, which now fades away with the Dimensions. So now in comes my free switch in Chien Pao. Okay, so here's this. We're going to Ice Spinner into the Rillaboom, and I'm going to Surging Strikes into the Cresselia that has no item. They could swap out Cresselia and even do anything else. They can't buff, so it's taunted. It can't do anything else. It has no item. I stopped it from using Trick Room, so right now the best option, best case scenario if I was in their shoes, is to swap out Cresselia for anybody else. Ursaluna, like, okay, here it goes. Cresselia goes back, brings out Ursaluna. So this is going to hurt out a lot. So Ice Spinner right into the Rillaboom slot. It is knocked out. Does Ursaluna have Rocky Helmet? It probably won't. It's probably going to have Guts. Oh, here comes the 1-2-hit KO from Urshifu. And Ursaluna goes down with 2 critical hits. Hit 2 times, and we are looking good. The rain stopped. So Urshifu still standing strong. Well, I was gonna say, I believe I still have my Terra, but I don't actually. I do not have my Terra. We're gonna Sucker Punch into the Cresselia, and we're gonna Protect into the Urshifu in case if something were to happen. Never mind, the battle's canceled. Hey, we're 1-1. Let's go. All right, so our third match is up and ready to go. We've got up front Cresselia and Urshifu versus my Tornadus and Urshifu. Now that Cresselia is shiny, so this team that you guys probably saw in the intro, but I didn't mention anything, they have Fluttermane, Urshifu, Iron Hands, Ursaluna, Cresselia, and Amoonguss. Most likely a Trick Room team that I have to deal with. So in this particular setup, I'm going to taunt the Cresselia, and then I'm going to then using Surging Strikes. Yeah, Surging Strikes on the Urshifu, because if I try to hit Protect and he goes into my slot anyway, it's going to hurt a lot. So here comes Taunt, right into the Cresselia. Helping Hand went off from the Cresselia first. They're taunted. It does not get another turn to set up stuff. Now, Urshifu is hitting this other Urshifu right in the face. It is a Rapid Strike, and it did about a third, maybe a fourth. Surging Strikes is now going to go after Tornadus, which is totally fine. We're going to go ahead and get set up with our Flutter Mane that can also take advantage of if we need to use Imprison or not. So photosynthesis activates due to their booster energy, so our speed is heightened. The only thing that can really hit Flutter Mane is the Urshifu on that side of the field, which may or may not hit us really, really hard. So I could Shadow Ball into the Cresselia, getting it weaker. It has to attack for sure, cannot do anything else. Or I could go straight into the Urshifu, and I think I'm going to do that instead. And then I am going to... I kind of want to see what Cresselia is holding. So I'm going to protect here with my Urshifu. I am for sure going to knock out this Urshifu though. I think even if they were to change into a Terra, I think they're in range of my Flutter Mane to knock them out. I think. They're going to withdraw Cresselia, which is totally fine. And they're going to send out Iron Hands. Let's go. I'm going to protect on my Urshifu. And they'll detect, so it's protect on their end. It's just the fighting style of protect. Moonblast into that slot. Okay. So go ahead and Moonblast into the Urshifu again, and I'll swap. Oh, should I swap into Chien-Pao or should I do something else? You know what? I'll Surging Strikes into that slot. Because they might swap right back into Cresselia, or maybe do like the big old switcheroo. I'm not 100% sure. Aqua Jet from the Urshifu does not knock out Flutter Mane, but I will knock out the Urshifu from the Aqua Jet. So it goes down. Now it's 2 versus 3. And here comes Surging Strikes, and it's not going to do a whole lot of damage, but enough damage to where it matters. So it takes it down to half, a little less than half. It's now in range for Flutter Mane to knock it out. Oh, never mind, it's now dead. Flutter Mane is dead. Heavy Slam automatically knocks out Flutter Mane. The only way that Flutter Mane lives, and it's a 50% chance if I invested both HP and defense, and then hope to God that it didn't hit above that. So that's interesting. Cresselia comes out on the field. So now we're just down to our last 2 Pokemon. Oh no, they still have one more in the back. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to Sucker Punch into the Iron Hands. And I'm going to Surging Strikes into that slot. Now I'm doing this because I know that Cresselia isn't going to do anything major. She can do Icy Wind, she can Moonblast, I think she can Dazzling Gleam, but I really just want to weaken the Iron Hands so I can get a good signified hit. So when Trick Room comes up, because it's about to from Cresselia, I only have to deal with the 2 Pokemon under Trick Room, which both my Pokemon have priority moves. So that's what I'm planning on here. Trick Room is activated, which is totally fine. Cresselia, you do your own thing. You do you, boo. Your last Pokemon is the Ursaluna. Under Trick Room, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's definitely going to be like really, really hard to KO, but I still have Terra. So the question is, do I Terra Chien-Pao or do I Terra Urshifu? I'm probably going to Terra Urshifu because I know what this Pokemon is going to do. Oh, I mean, it is weak against that, but it's probably going to Terra itself. They haven't Terra either, so I have to be very mindful of that as well. So I'm going to Aqua Jet into the Ursaluna. My guess is that they're going to change the Terra of the Ursaluna to not make it water resistant, or to not make it weak against water. It's probably going to be water. And Ghost. Okay. All right. I see you. Were you thinking I would do close combat or something? I mean, I like the option, but you just kind of messed yourself up there a little bit, my man. Sucker Punch is going to do a whole lot of damage to you. I believe ghosts are weak against dark attacks, so if it is that, this is going to suck. But here comes an Aqua Jet from my side of the field into that Ursaluna. It's not going to do as much. But here comes Sucker Punch. Will fail because Ursaluna is doing something else. It's doing Swords Dance instead. Rose 2 stages. And here comes the Moonblast right into Urshifu, which isn't going to do a whole lot. But here comes that burn from the guts. Okay. So now they know that I know Sucker Punch. I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to protect with Urshifu. Maybe they won't go into it. Maybe they'll double into a slot. Maybe, I don't know. But it would be wonderful if that's what they did. Sucker Punch into... Ooh. Earthquake gets activated. Does not hit Cresselia. Does not hit my Urshifu. Sucker Punch did do a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough to knock it out. Sash will save Qian Pao. Did you go into Qian Pao or did you go into Ursaluna? You went into Qian Pao. Not bad. There's that burn damage. Brings it into range. Aqua Jet into that slot. It can protect. And then Lunar Blessing goes off. And then it ruins my entire strat. Unless it doesn't do that. In which Aqua Jet goes off. They didn't protect. Didn't do anything. Boom. Knocks down Ursaluna. But they can still Moonblast right into my slot, which isn't a good thing. It still does a lot of damage. And, ooh. Dropping my special attack. Well, now Surgeon strikes into the Cresselia. I think I attack first. No, they do. Boom. This isn't going to do a... Oh, I mean, it could. It's not raining, but it could. Nope, not enough. Oh. I knocked myself out because they ran Rocky home. Oh, wait, I didn't taunt that turn. Wait, didn't I? Wait, didn't I? No. No, I didn't. All right. So the next match is up. We've got Volcarona, Grimmsnarl, Cresselia, Baxcalibur, Gyarados, and Amoonguss. Heavily speed built team, but we do have Volcarona being there with Fire Dance and Quiver Dance, and then we've got Grimmsnarl that does screens, Parting Shot, Fake Out, whichever one that you wanted to pick, and then Baxcalibur for the automatic like counter for Chi-Yus. You know, Thermal Exchange. Yeah, I think it's called Thermal Exchange. Anyway, his ability is broken, so there's that. Lunar Blessing, I think is gonna be on that Cresselia. I don't think it's gonna do anything more than maybe Icy Wind to lower down everyone else's, and Gyarados is gonna bring Intimidate. Now, Grimmsnarl could bring in Frisk, which lets them know what item I'm bringing, so there's that as well. We're gonna bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane, Qian Pao, and we'll bring in Dragonite in the back. I think that's going to be what we bring. I think that's what we're going to bring. This season has definitely changed quite a bit, and the meta seems to be evolving ever since Worlds came out. So, Urshifu seems to be like a really good Pokemon. Grimmsnarl seems to be another good Pokemon. Cresselia seems to be like another excellent Pokemon to bring in. It's amazing to see what people are bringing in now. All right, Grimmsnarl and Volcarona versus my Tornadus and Fluttermane. So Tornadus is going to go ahead and activate Taunt to Volcarona to stop Quiver Dance. And I'm just going to go straight into that Grimmsnarl with Moonblast. I'm not going to Terra, but I do have Booster Energy active, so I'm the fastest thing on the field outside of Tornadus with his Prankster priority-ness. So Light Screen goes off from the Grimmsnarl. I'm going to drop his special attack and cannot Quiver Dance after Taunt. So now I'm going to do another thing by lowering down its attack by creating a Rain Storm. And I'm hopefully going to knock out Grimmsnarl here. So Rain Dance to lower down anything that Volcarona could do with its fire attacks. Moonblast right into that slot, knocks it out. So it wasn't going to attack, wasn't doing a status move. So no reflect. It did light screen, no reflect. Heat wave goes off. Fluttering misses or dodges it, and Tornadus just takes it like a champ. No real damage taken. They went and sent out my man Gyarados with the Intimidate, which is dope. Love Gyarados. So now we have 100% Bleak Winds, and I'm just going to start firing them off because I don't see why not. And I'm going to Moonblast into the Gyarados slot. I can't really do a whole lot of damage to Volcarona, so I'm just kind of waiting for a minute or two. Gyarados does know how to, like Thunder Wave, so maybe I should have taunted that, but I'm just gonna see what happens. Bleak Wind goes off next. Very little damage to both. These are bulky Pokemon. Heat Wave goes off by the Volcarona, does very little, and Waterfall knocks out the Fluttermane. And we have leftovers on the Volcarona. Gotcha. And they shook off Taunt. Dope. I'm going to bring in Dragonite now. And I'm going to taunt the Volcarona again. And I'm going to Terra Normal Extreme Speed into the Gyarados slot. I don't think I recall seeing a Ghost type on their side of the field. Can I see it? No, I can't. Not while in animation. That'd be kind of dope if you could see like teams like on the side of the screen, like they do for Worlds and stuff. That'd be so cool. Hey, let me know if you guys want me to start doing that on my editing stuff. I could do it. It's not that big of a deal. Volcarona will protect. I'm going to Extreme Speed right into that Gyarados' face, knocking it out. Thank you. Come again. And I use Taunt, which is going to get negated by that Protect. Interesting. So it's going to heal up just a little bit more due to leftovers, which is not a terrible idea, but they're kind of in a terrible spot. In comes back Excalibur. Who knows Ice Shard? Ooh, that's a good question. What do I do? They have Light Scream for one more turn, possibly. I think Grimmsnarl has Light Clay. There'd be no reason why it doesn't. I'm going to swap to bring out Qian Pao so I don't lose my Pokemon there. But I don't think I have enough to knock out this. I mean, I will. Never mind. I thought I would not. But I'm swapping out to Qian Pao, which drops everyone's defenses by 25%. So a quarter. So I might be in range to knock out this Volcarona right here. Extreme Speed. No Ice Shard that I can see. Right into the Volcarona, knocks it out. Now, Ice Shard, I think, has a slower priority. So there it is. There's that Ice Shard. That's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. We're going to Sacred Sword, and I'm going to Extreme Speed into that slot. Do you Terra Ghost? I don't think you use the Terra this game. So it is your turn. And you are Fairy. Gotcha. So my attacks isn't going to do a whole lot, but I'm still going to hit you for a lot. Here comes Extreme Speed from Dragonite. Going to drop you down almost dead. Takes you down to 90%. Sacred Sword does just a little bit more. Here comes the Terra Blast right into the Qian Pao, which is going to knock it out. Goodbye, Qian Pao. Thanks for helping me out in this fight. You are a champ. And the rain stopped. And now we can bring out Tornadus again. My man Tornadus. And I guess we'll just Bleak Wind because Extreme Speed's gonna come out. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a good chance. Like, maybe I miss. I highly doubt it, but maybe. But Max Caliber goes down, and we take game number 4. 2-2, baby, let's go. Alrighty, in our 5th and final match. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. All right, so we've got Hisuian Arcanine, Hisuian Goodra, Farigiraf, Grimmsnarl, Sneasler, and Fluttermane. The person we have to worry about the most is the Goodra, but I don't see Rillaboom in the party, which means this probably isn't going to be the self-recovery set that I'm used to seeing earlier in the season. But what set is this? It's going to stop priority for sure. That Farigiraf does not play. Its Armor Tail does not give a crap. Grimmsnarl, though, might cause some issues here and there. We'll bring in Tornadus, Fluttermane like before. I need to be able to outspeed both Sneasler and their Fluttermane 100%. We'll bring in Urshifu. I want to bring in Dragonite, but it's not going to really make a difference if Farigiraf comes on the field. So Chien-Pao will be the last. If Farigiraf comes out, I don't really have a way to counter it. I think in Season 10, I would need to bring in a dedicated Dark Pokemon, which is why I was thinking maybe Umbreon would be like a good fit. But Umbreon isn't really the best in attacking, so maybe Single Strike Urshifu. But I don't have a copy, so I'd have to start Sword and Shield over again just so I get a copy of, you know, Single Strike Urshifu. They'll come out with Fluttermane and Farigiraf to start us off, and booster energies on each Fluttermane. Mind Speed, his is Special Attack. So let's go. Now I can't taunt the Farigiraf. Armor Tail says priority, says no. So I am left with little options but to go ahead and just start Tailwinding. Tailwind to increase my speed. And then I should Terra. I honestly should Terra. I did not bring in Dragonite. And I don't have anyone to worry about ground. So I'm losing the advantage for Urshifu. But Fluttermane on that side of the table is going to knock out Urshifu regardless of what I do. Calking for these things is really, really interesting. For Urshifu to survive a set like mine, and my Fluttermane isn't spec'd for attack. And I needed to max out the... Ooh, Grass Terra? That's dope. I needed to max out special defenses, HP, and give it the Assault Vest to even attempt to survive. So that's that. Alright, Shadow Ball for my Fluttermane goes into their Fluttermane, which is Terra Grass. That's cool. Special defenses drop 1 stage. Shadow Ball from their Fluttermane hits my Fluttermane. And I go down considerably more, and Psychic hits Tornadus, which doesn't really necessarily knock him out. Now we'll go ahead and Bleak Wind. I want to Moonblast into the Farigiraf. I should probably do that, but I'm going to Imprison so that it can't do Trick Room. But why would it? Why would it Trick Room? It could get set up for its other teammates, which is incredibly slower. Except for Sneasler with Unburden, it's incredibly fast. As a matter of fact, I think Arcanine is faster. So I don't think it's beneficial for them to do that. So I'm going to Moonblast into the Farigiraf. They withdrew Fluttermane to bring out Goodra. Moonblast right into the Farigiraf, bringing it down to 2 or to a third of its health. Bleak Wind hits both, knocks out the Farigiraf. It was doing Trick Room, it ain't anymore. And now I have access to priority. And this Goodra has some leftovers. Goodra is such a bulky Pokemon. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Now that I know it's got leftovers, I don't really have to fear anything. Here comes Arcanine. Here comes the Intimidate, drops my attack. So Tornadus is going to taunt the Goodra, and I'm going to swap out Fluttermane for Urshifu. Right now, Heavy Slam would knock out Fluttermane. I mean, it would knock it out at full HP, but I want to try to preserve it as much as possible. And I mean, Flare Blitz would probably be something that I would watch out for. Extreme Speed into the Urshifu slot doesn't do enough to knock it out, but it gets really, really close. It's about half, maybe a little more than half. And Goodra gets taunted, and it fell for the taunt. Cannot use Acid Armor due to that. And we'll heal again due to leftovers. We still have Tailwind, right? We have Tailwind for one more turn. I'm going to go ahead and Rain Dance. And I'm going to Surging Strikes the Arcanine. They're probably going to swap out to their Fluttermane so it doesn't get killed. Extreme Speed into the Urshifu doesn't get it killed, but here comes the Rain Dance, which is going to buff my water attacks considerably. Here comes the Surging Strikes. One hit KO on that Arcanine. It goes down. No Rocky Helmet to see in sight. If it was, that would have completely taken out my Arcanine, or my Urshifu. Heavy Slam goes right into the Tornadus, knocks it out. So now I don't have access to Tailwind. But I don't care at this point because what they have on the field is literally Hisuian Goodra and a Grass-type Fluttermane in the back. And they went Speed for their thing, and I didn't. They went Special Attack for their thing, and I didn't. So this Fluttermane's in definite trouble with Chien-Pao being on the field. We're going to Ice Spinner into that slot, and I'm going to protect into Urshifu. Because I don't want to drop my stats yet, and I want to kind of get set up for Goodra being one-on-one. They can't swap, they can't really do anything. Fluttermane doesn't have Ally Switch, thankfully. So they're kind of in like a really sticky position here. I'm going to protect. Now they could still protect, right? And I could be misread, but nope. Ice Spinner into the Fluttermane slot is going to knock it out. You went Terra Grass, and you opened yourself up with ice attacks. You kind of asked for it. Goodra does Heavy Slam up to the Chien-Pao. Super effective because ice is weak against. Oh, Goodra couldn't. Oh yeah, that's right. Couldn't do anything because taunt. Oh, that's interesting. What was the other movesets again? I don't remember. I know Acid Armor was one. Heavy Slam was another. We'll see what happens now. Sacred Sword into that slot, and Close Combat into that slot right after that. Sacred Sword takes it down 2/3. Close Combat takes it the rest. And without Trick Room or Tailwind, I was able to outspeed Hisuian Goodra and knock it out. Let's go. Oh, it's a cute boring pick. Skeledirge. All right, ladies and gents, and that'll be the end of today's video. We end the ranking at 18,791. I wonder what we're going to end up next tomorrow, but that's where we end tonight at 43 wins and 47 losses. We did a lot better in games 4, 5, and 2, but 1 and 3, not so much. I wonder if it's just because of the fact that I'm trying to do too many things at once. If I'm gonna have a support Fluttermane, maybe not having the way, or having like, maybe having something different would be beneficial. Like I do Moonblast when I maybe should be focusing on maybe Dazzling Gleam, which is 100%, but it's actually doing less damage because it's a spread move instead of a single type move. I'm not 100% sure. I've seen like good luck, but I've also have been wrecked by it quite a bit, especially if you have two Pokemon on the other side of the field that are both doing spread moves and for some reason none of them miss. That's a lot of damage. That's like getting hit once by a single type move. But again, yeah. But that's going to be the end of today's video, and I leave the question up to you. How did you think the games went today? Who was your MVP of this episode? I would like to think it is Fluttermane myself. It was able to withstand several different attacks and be able to thwart whatever my opponent was trying to do, which was pretty awesome. But who's your favorite of the 5? And that's it. Do the YouTubey things. Leave it a like a video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. I do reply to any and all comments that you guys leave behind. And subscribe. We're trying to hit 400 subs by the end of the month and 1,000 by the end of the year. And I believe we could hit that with your guys' help. And don't forget the notification bell over on the right of the sub button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. Now, we'll be changing things for Season 10. We're going to be doing a brand new team, and we're going to be updating the team a little bit more. And if you guys want to see the progress of me updating the team, let me know. I will post that first. That way you guys can see what the changes are until I officially get the assets up and running that I want. They're still in the works. I'm working on it. I do apologize if they're not ready yet. It does take time, and it doesn't help that I keep getting locked out of my Adobe account. It's happened once so far, but if my computer locks up because I'm trying to work with 3D assets, that also sucks, and it stops my progress quite a bit. So there's that. And that's it. Season 10's right around the corner. I'm excited. We're almost 100 bites in. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Happy Friday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And you'll get a Sunday video because why not? I'll be taking off like Monday and Tuesday of next week because I only have 4 days to finish my team for Season 10. So you guys get a video today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That should finish off for over 100, and that should give me time to edit and get the 20 matches out to you guys. Oh, I know that was a huge info dump. I'll try to shorten that. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.